Yee here with Las Vegas Sports Network, and I'm here at Bishop Gorman High School being joined by head coach Kenny Sanchez. You guys just wrapped up another practice. Catch us all up. How has everything been going, this summer?
Yeah, things have been going really good. We got almost a brand new team this year. Lost a lot of really good football players last year, but we got a lot of good football players returning. We started in January with the off-season workout, and like it always does, football season comes really fast. We're in August now. We're, I believe, 22 days away from kickoff. So we just got off the field right now. We've had a good week so far. Our kids are ready to go, and like I was telling them, even though it's 22 days away, we need to be thankful that we still have that time to prepare. So that's what we're doing. We're just making sure that come the 25th, we got a full gas tank ready to go.
Yeah, and like you just mentioned, you guys lost quite a few, seniors last year, like Tay and Biagio, for example. So who do you expect to kind of, step up into that leadership role this year?
Yeah, well, every year, we always expect our seniors to step up. I mean, it's their last year. They have, a lot of experience, whether they played or not, but they have experience within the program. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he's our guy, he's our quarterback. He'll be starting for his first year, but he's been on varsity since his sophomore year. He's committed to UCLA. Very sharp, smart kid, does a really good job leading. He was voted one of our captains, so we're looking at him to definitely to lead our team. And then we got some really good football players, especially on the defensive side, in Palier Natiote, who's a returning linebacker, 2-year starter. He's committed to USC. You got Brevin Jordan, who's a tight end, committed to Miami. So you got a really good nucleus of football players that are returning, that are leaders, that are really good. And then you have, I think we have a very strong senior class altogether. So, we're looking forward to seeing these guys go out and compete.
And what have you kind of told them so far to kind of, carry that Gorman tradition and the winning tradition? Yeah,
I mean, that's, I guess now it's one of those things where it's expected, right? So, I told them it's on them. It's on them to see, what kind of team they're going to be, what kind of output they put out is going to determine how good they're going to be this year. And just to be excited for their chance to kind of put their stamp on the program's history so far. We told them that, the past has been great, and I love all the kids that have played for me, but right now, in this year, they're what's most important right now, and it's really up to them to see how they do and what kind of legacy that they're going to leave behind. I think they're all excited to do that.
And going into the season, it was reported you guys are ranked number 4 nationally. I mean, are you concerned about the rankings, or do you not really pay attention to that?
Yeah, no, we want to be number 1. They're fun, right? It's a hard deal. There's 16,000 high schools in the country. In college, it's a little bit more. You can really, those top 10 or top 25. They really, you can really see the separation between them and the other schools. In high school, it's hard, but at the same time, our kids see it on social media. It fires them up. It gets them excited. They want to compete for that type of thing. So yeah, we play to it, and who doesn't want to be voted number 1? If there's a voting process and you can get that, then heck, we want to shoot for it. And then we have other goals, obviously, that are more important, like a state title, because those are determined on the field. So we just feel that if we can go ahead and shoot for something that big, and if it happens, that's great, and if it doesn't, then it is what it is.
No, but you mentioned a good point where you guys can use it more of thing rather than just look at it as, okay, we do have to beat these few schools, which brings me to my next question. You guys kick off with DeMatha. Can you kind of talk about that rivalry or that opponent?
Yeah, Coach Brooks out there at DeMatha Catholic in Baltimore, Maryland, runs a really good program. They're very good. They finished 12-0 last year, ranked number 4 in the country, and they're preseason number 6. They've won their private school championship 4 years in a row, which is the equivalent to our state title. So they obviously are a really good program. They got a lot of talented kids on their team, a lot of good football players. They're coming from, an East Coast area where there's a lot of good football teams out there. So we're excited for the challenge. I'm sure they are too. It's opening weekend. It's on ESPN. So, they're going to be just as excited as we are. So it's going to be a fun test right there, right off the bat. You have to be mistake-free in week 1 right away. So I think that's what makes it even more worthwhile is that, game 1 is a big opponent, and it's just like, and like the kids, they want to be number 1. They want to do this. And I said, okay, well, you got to be ready to go for week 1. So, but I think we'll be ready to go. It's going to be an awesome, awesome atmosphere.
Do you like working in that type of pressure and environment better?
Yes. I mean, yeah. Like my brother used to say, pressure makes you fresher. Yeah. So if you're a competitor, you want to go out and play the best. You want to compete against the best. Hey, we hate losing more than we like winning. I think competitors do. But at the same time, we love competing more than we love both, meaning that, I've had games where we've lost that I felt really good about because we competed really hard and we played really good. Then I've had games that we lost, I felt like we just didn't compete very well. And I've had games that we won that I felt like, well, we won, but we shouldn't probably have won that game because we didn't compete at the level we were supposed to. So at the end of the day, you set these games up. Number one is to compete. Yeah, and then number two is to win it. So if we can get both, then heck, we're happy.
And what about in week 2, Matter Day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to be a good game. They're ranked number 1 preseason in the country. Coach Rawlinson's been there for, I don't know, since probably before I was alive. 30, almost 40 years he's been coaching there. So, it's going to be a fun atmosphere again going down to California, which we're real familiar with. So it's going to be another big test. It's a big passing team as opposed to DeMatha, who's a run-first heavy team. That's good. We're going to have to deal with that when we get to them. But, it's going to be a good contest too.
So would you kind of say the main goal for this year is to win, be number 1, the same as the previous years? Yeah,
I think our goals are what our kids kind of put out in front of us. So we talked to them about, okay, what do you guys want? And now it's, we want to win a national title. So, okay, so how can we win a national title? Then we want to win a league championship because we're in a league. So we want to compete for a championship. And then it's to get to the playoffs, obviously, make it to state and then win a state title. So those are our main goals. The only thing is, one of them you can't control really at all. You can a little bit based off of like winning all your games, but it's still a crapshoot whether you would be a number 1 team anyways. First and foremost, we got to win a state title because if you don't win a state championship, then none of it means anything anyway. So, that's a big goal for us. And the good thing is, we always say we don't want to worry about one game at a time. We don't, we prepare in the off season for our schedule ahead of us and for the run at state. And then as we narrow it down, like right now, we're just preparing for game 1. That's it.
Okay, so that's good. Kind of like, one step at a time.
Yeah, for sure. You have to, right? You got to narrow it down. And we show them the big picture. This is our schedule. These are how good the teams are. This is the work that we're going to need to put into it. And then we go out and we do that. And then, like I said, as it gets smaller and smaller and closer, you narrow it down so you can fulfill your goals by pieces, right? How you eat an elephant, one bite at a time.
Yeah, never tried that, but okay.
Yeah, I probably don't want to try it, but if you ever try to, you just want to do it one bite at a time.
Sure, yeah, or pizza, but
or pizza.
And lastly, I spoke to your brother Tony last week about this, and you mentioned California, so I just have to ask, with the Raiders moving here to Las Vegas, how do you feel about that?
Oh, great. We're fired up. I'm from the Bay Area. I grew up in Livermore, California, about 30 minutes east of Oakland. So, it's awesome for the city. I think people that probably weren't Raider fans are going to become Raider fans. But yeah, I know for me and my family, it's pretty cool because we grew up Raider fans. So, we're OGs. We start off as Raider fans and now we can root from our hometown.
Yeah. So, a lot of Raider fans in Oakland, they're kind of disappointed about it. Yeah. If you were still in Oakland, would you be disappointed or how would you feel about this transition, I guess?
It's a great question. Good thing is I don't have to answer that because I live in Las Vegas. So
So you're happy. That's it.
Yeah. So I'm happy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time and always great to catch up and best of luck to you this season.
Yeah. Thank you, Helen. Appreciate it.